Days of Our Lives spoilers October 23rd. Rachel's sudden memory. Days of Our Lives spoilers October 23rd. Rachel has a spark of memory that concerns Marlena. Maggie questions Xander, and more. The Ghost in the Machine. Rachel's memory spark threatens to unravel Salem's fragile peace. Salem, in a town built on buried secrets and rewritten histories, a single, flickering memory can be more destructive than any bomb. This week on Days of Our Lives, the delicate house of cards that so many residents have carefully constructed is threatened not by a villain scheme or a corporate takeover, but by the nascent, recovering mind of a little girl. On October 23rd, Rachel Black becomes the epicenter of a looming crisis when a sudden, unexpected spark of memory sends shockwaves through the hospital corridors and into the hearts of those who fear what she might truly remember. The incident occurs during a routine therapy session with the venerable Dr. Marlena Evans. What begins as a gentle exercise in cognitive recall takes a sharp, unnerving turn. Rachel, who has been the picture of innocent resilience, suddenly freezes. Her eyes, once bright with childhood clarity, glaze over with a haunting, internal focus. She doesn't scream or cry. Instead, she describes a sensation, a loud bang, a feeling of falling, and the overwhelming, visceral scent of smoke and flowers. For Marlena, a psychiatrist who has navigated the labyrinthine psyches of serial killers, alters, and the possessed, it is the calm, precise nature of Rachel's description that is most concerning. This isn't the fragmented confusion of a traumatic brain injury. It's a sensory snapshot, perfectly preserved in the amber of her subconscious. It's the specificity that alarms Marlena, explains a source close to the Horton Center. The brain, especially a traumatized one, often deals in symbols and emotions, but Rachel is describing concrete, sensory details. The loud bang aligns too closely with the boat explosion that she was presumed to have died in. And the smoke and flowers, that's a chillingly accurate depiction of an explosion near the Horton Town Square, where floral arrangements are always present. Marlena's concern is that this isn't a random neural misfire. It's a key, and it's beginning to turn in a lock everyone thought was sealed forever. That lock protects a secret so profound it has reshaped alliances, destroyed marriages, and bound two men in a bitter, silent war. The truth of what really happened to Rachel Black and the role her father, Xander Cook, played in it. A father's fear. Xander's fortress begins to crumble. Across town, Xander Cook feels the shift in the universe like a barometric drop before a storm. Having finally secured a semblance of the life he always wanted, a family, a legitimate role at Titan, the respect of the woman he loves, he exists in a state of vigilant, hard-won peace. The news that Rachel has experienced a memory breakthrough does not bring him joy. It fills him with a primal, ice-cold dread. When Maggie Horton, the matriarch whose approval he still desperately craves, questions him about Rachel's progress, Xander's reaction is telling. He doesn't simply express a father's worry. He builds a fortress of deflection. Maggie approaches him with grandmotherly concern, but she's also a sharp businesswoman who can smell a lie a mile away. Our source continues. She asks if he's noticed any changes in Rachel, any little signs. Xander, usually so quick with a sarcastic retort or a charming deflection, clams up. He becomes abrupt, almost rude. He insists that Rachel is fine, that Marlena is being overly cautious, and that everyone should just let her heal. He doesn't just want to protect Rachel from the memory. He wants to protect himself from the consequences. This defensive posture does not go unnoticed by Maggie. Having championed Xander's redemption arc, she sees his retreat into old patterns as a red flag. Is he merely an overprotective father, or is there something more he's hiding? Her questioning is the first fissure in the foundation of trust Xander has worked so hard to build with the Horton family. If the truth emerges, that foundation will not just crack, it will vaporize. The unspoken secret, a web of complicity, the potential unraveling of Xander's world is intrinsically tied to another key player, Victor Kiriakis. The late, Great Titan Patriarch was the architect of the cover-up, masterminding the plot to fake Rachel's death to protect Xander from a murder charge, a charge that was itself based on a tragic misunderstanding. Victor's death left Xander as the sole bearer of this terrible burden, a king guarding a tomb with no heir to the secret. But secrets in Salem are rarely contained to just one person. The fallout from Rachel's memory could inadvertently expose the lengths Victor went to for Xander, tarnishing his complicated legacy and revealing a dark, manipulative side to his final acts. It would force the entire Kyriakis family to confront a truth they are unprepared for, that their beloved uncle and patriarch was capable of orchestrating a scheme that caused immeasurable pain to Rachel's mother, Brady, and countless others who mourned her. Furthermore, the re-emergence of this secret would inevitably reopen the old, festering wound between Xander and Brady Black. Brady, who has experienced a roller coaster of emotion from the depths of grief to the heights of having his daughter returned, would be consumed by a rage far beyond anything he has previously known. Learning that Xander was not only responsible for the explosion, but then conspired to make him believe his child was dead, it would be an unforgivable act, setting the stage for a feud that would make all their previous clashes look like minor squabbles. Marlena's dilemma. Healer or harbinger? At the heart of this gathering storm is Marlena. She is caught in a profound ethical dilemma. Her primary duty is to her patient, Rachel. Unlocking these memories could be crucial to her full psychological recovery. To leave trauma buried is to allow it to fester and manifest in other, potentially more damaging ways. Yet, Marlena is also a pillar of the Salem community. She understands, perhaps better than anyone, the catastrophic domino effect that would occur if the whole truth were to come out. She has counseled nearly everyone involved. She knows the fragile state of Brady's sobriety and heart, the precariousness of Xander's redemption, and the enduring pain of Maggie's hope. Does she gently guide Rachel away from this memory, effectively re-burying the truth for the greater good? Or does she follow her professional oath, knowing that in healing one patient, she may shatter an entire family? Her concerned look, teased in the spoilers, is not just that of a doctor assessing a symptom. It is the look of a prophetess seeing the future, and it is filled with fire and ruin. A looming shadow over Salem, the spark in Rachel's mind is more than a plot point. It is a narrative device that strikes at the very core of what makes Days of Our Lives compelling: the enduring consequences of the past. In a soap opera, actions are never forgotten. They are simply dormant, waiting for the right moment to resurrect. Rachel's sudden memory is that moment. It is a ghost from the past, not in a spectral form, but in the form of a sensory recollection. It proves that while Victor Kyriakis may be dead, his secrets are very much alive. While Xander may have found a new life, his old sins are clawing their way back to the surface. And while Salem may look like a picture of autumnal normalcy, it is a community sitting on a powder keg, and a little girl has just struck a match. As the citizens of Salem go about their days on October 23rd, scheming at Titan, sharing coffee in the town square, whispering in hospital hallways, they are unaware that the axis of their world is shifting. The key to tomorrow's wars lies not in a boardroom or a dimly lit alley, but in the innocent, recovering mind of a child. And when that lock finally clicks open, no one in Salem will be safe from the truth.